The Rotary Club of Montgo, New Britain, and Vim Education Studios present You Can Do It, Owl Help, written by Michael Alexander, narrated by Aaron Dean. One cold and snowy night, Echo Owl didn't know what to do. He asked himself why, but he could not find his who. The other creatures looked up in total surprise. You can do it, Echo. Let's cheer him on, you guys. Echo took a long, deep breath as he looked down below. All of his friends waiting, all covered in snow. Echo's feathers ruffled, and he was quite unsure. But he belted out a who, then another, and then one more. Echo found his who, with a little help from the guys. With this challenge conquered, Echo closed his eyes. His friends went home, among all the other trees. It was way past time for them all to catch some Z's. In the midst of the night, Carl Cricket was lurking, but try as he might, he could not start chirping. He kept going. He wouldn't give in. He kept rubbing his wings together like a violin. Carl kept trying. He just had to sing. Left over right, then right over left wing. With much effort, Carl made a beautiful sound. His many chirps could be heard by his friends all around. Go to bed, Carl. Tomorrow's a new day, and more of your music we will listen to you play. Daylight broke, and the snow began to melt. Some of the animals woke up. The sun's warmth they all felt. Sarah Squirrel gave a great big yawn from out of her nest. As she looked around, so did all of the rest. Good morning, everyone, she thought in her head, but there was a long, steady silence from her instead. It's okay, Sarah. We know you can be shy. We'll just wave hello for now, and later we'll wave goodbye. At the base of the trees scurried little Sheldon Shrew. He ran to and from, stressed with all the things he must do. I have some acorns, but we'll need more seeds. His friends offered to help gather all that Sheldon needs. We're here to help so you'll be less stressed. Colder weather is coming. Let us help prepare for your long winter rest. Everyone chipped in, collecting seeds of all sorts. Sheldon's friends didn't hesitate to be in his system of supports. Sheldon encountered an animal whose antlers were stuck. Entangled in vines was Bill, the great, big, strapping young buck. Hey, Sheldon, please come and help, Bill cried aloud with a great, big, echoing yelp. Sheldon bit, scratched, and gnawed on the vines. After about an hour, Bill was freed from his bothersome confines. Thanks, Sheldon. You're such a wonderful friend. Bill then galloped away around the river bend. High above, Ben the Bat has lost his way. There's Bill the Buck. I've flown by him 5 times already today. It's too bright outside. Ben must find his cave. I'll ask my friends for directions. My time, energy, and frustration they will save. Hi all. I seem to have gotten myself lost. Please tell me how to get to my home. I'd gladly pay you any cost. Continued friendship is the only price to deliver. Your home, dear Ben, is just a little ways up the river. Thanks, dear friends, but I must now leave your sight. But I'll come back later and talk more tonight. As Ben raced home, he saw Betsy Boa hanging in a tree. She looked afraid of something as far as he could see. Ben swooped down asking, What's wrong? You look in awful fright. Betsy replied, Well, I'm just not used to such a height. That's no problem. Let's get you to the ground. Ben pushed over a branch, allowing Betsy to slither down. Thanks for helping. It was such a scare. You're welcome, Betsy. It's how friends can show they care. Mr. Toad was a long way from his pond. I feel so cold, weak, and tired, he said as he yawned. I'll just lie right here. I don't think I'll make it that far. Don't give up, Mr. Toad. That is not the Toad that you are. Toad's friends encouraged him and would not let him stop. Please get up, Mr. Toad, and hop, hop, hop. Toad's struggle indeed took its toll, but he was filled with pride. once he achieved his goal. The sun began to set and the moon began to rise, but Barbara Brown Bear could not close her eyes. She's the largest bear in the entire park. She was embarrassed to admit it, but she was afraid of the dark. Lighting bugs used to provide her a glow, but with the changing weather, they all had to go. Just when Barbara was about to cry, all her friends came around to sing a lullaby. Barbara smiled and her eyes began to shut. I always count on my friends to pull me from my rut. Wendy Wolf was on the prowl. When she is hungry, she has been known to snarl and growl. Wendy often gives her friends a good fright. Do you think in her anger she could lash out and bite? It's okay, Wendy. We know you're upset, all because you haven't eaten your dinner as of yet. Breathe in deeply, then howl at the moon. Have some patience. You'll be eating dinner real soon. Try to stay calm. Your friends will help you through, but taking anger out on others is something you should never, ever do. Near Mr. Toad's pond, Gretchen Gecko was having trouble walking. She was born with some bad legs, which she believed had some others gawking. This gecko wasn't too steady on all of her feet, but her family was always there for her, which Gretchen thought was sweet. You can hop on my back, or I can walk by your side. We'll just take it slowly, stride by steady stride. Gretchen made it home while walking carefully. She managed to do some with the help of family. As the gecko family walked Gretchen home, they saw Sheila Sheep, and she was crying all alone. Are you okay, Sheila? Want us to stay here with you? The other sheep are picking on me, and I don't know what I can do. The farmer said he'd shave my wool. The other sheep made fun of me. So did all the chickens, cows, and a bull. Don't let it get to you, and always wear your smile. Bullying will not work on you. They'll learn this after a while. Sheila grinned while wiping away a tear. Having confidence in herself is what she needed to hear. Inside Sheila's barn, Calvin Calf was confused and sad. He snuggled up next to Mom, but he never knew his dad. It's okay, Calvin. Mommy surely loves you. Daddy lives in another barn with other cows, pigs, and even caribou. Calvin drifted off to a long, deep sleep. Love from his friends and family, in his heart he'll always keep. Calvin started dreaming of all he has in life, and with some time and understanding, learned to let go of his anger and strife. Having trouble learning to weave was Orwell the orb-weaving spider. Some of his webs were much too thin, others were much wider. He kept trying, but it was oh so frustrating. Giving up learning to weave, Orwell started debating. Orwell's spider friends came over in an effort to teach. If you give up now, Orwell, your web-weaving goal you'll never reach. If I keep practicing, I know that I'll get better. Maybe I'll get so good, I'll even weave Sheila Sheep a brand new silk sweater. As Orwell continued learning, outside the barn in some bushes, something started churning. Rebecca Rabbit was in a new and unfamiliar place. She hid under some shrubs, her heart beating at a steady, rapid pace. Hi, what's your name? Some of the animals requested. Coming out of hiding to meet new friends is what Rebecca then selected. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm new to the neighborhood. I could sure use some new friends. All the other animals understood. We'll all be your friend. You don't have to feel sad and scared. Rebecca came out from hiding, a snack and conversation they all shared. Off in the distance, Anthony Ant walks along solemnly. It's only been 1 day since losing his whole colony. The sadness he feels is the worst he's ever felt. No one wants to play the hand that Anthony's been dealt. He wasn't sure if anyone notices, but all of his friends made sure to express their sincerest condolences. Sometimes bad things happen that are out of your control, but know that loved ones are there for you, ready to support and console. Anthony spent time listening to the crickets' music. The soft tones and the melody he found awfully therapeutic. Songs may end, but the music goes on. We should get going, Anthony. Here comes a new dawn. Farge Fox wanted to go out and play, but her mom said she needed to clean up her den room today. Farge was angry and chose to huff and puff. Then she went to her room to clean up all her stuff. Looking around, feeling defeat, Farge thought about going out, leaving her chore incomplete. Her friend Jamie screamed, "Come outside, you can do your chores later." Which choice is smarter, and also the one that's safer? Farge made the right decision, despite Jamie's peer pressure. She chose to clean her room, even though her friend tried to tempt her. Later on, while Farge was out playing, she saw Mona Mouse and those around her, hearing the mean things they were all saying. Mona was born with a lack of pigmentation. Farge rushed to her side without any hesitation. The bully mice got scared, deciding they should scatter. Being kind to others is the only thing that should matter. Mona joined Farge, making a new friend, her decision to stand against bullying in action to commend. On her way home, Mona passed a turtle by the name of Kumiko D. She said, "I must be home before dark," but she moved much too slowly. "I won't make it home, and the fault is all mine. If only I had paid more attention to the time. My mom will get angry, and she'll begin to worry. I must get home, and do so in a hurry." Mona said, "You need better time management. Maybe my friend Farge can give you a lift." Then off on Farge's back, Kumiko D went. Kumiko made it home without a moment to spare. Keeping better track of time is something in which Kumiko will be more aware. It was getting late, and night began to fall. When light through his dam, Brandon the beaver saw. The night was cold, and it began snowing, but a hole in his home he did not want showing. Despite also being tired, Brandon went to work. This was his responsibility, one that he could and would not shirk. Brandon braved the cold. His friends helped in gathering sticks. He climbed up the dam, and the hole he did fix. Brandon did what needed to be done to keep out the brutally cold snow and tomorrow's bright, shining sun. In the thick of the night, Boris Badger began to stalk. He crept up to the bully mice, and he began to talk. "Hi, I'm Boris Badger. I'm glad we can meet." But in his head, Boris thought, "You'd all be really nice to eat." From afar, Mona knew Boris was a stranger. She hollered out to her bullies, "Careful!" and "Danger!" Boris lunged, and the mice ran away. Thanks to Mona, the mice escaped being Boris's entree. Shazzy Skunk sadly walked alone with poor self-esteem. "Wherever I go, there's no one to be seen. Is it my black and white stripes, or the way that I smell? With nobody to ask, there's no one to tell." Out of the bushes popped Shizuka Skunk. "All that matters is what you think, not what some others have thunk. They need to know the cool, kind skunk that you are. But from my point of view, you're a shining superstar." High on a branch was a blushing cardinal by the name of Mallory. She was in a constant state of worry due to her anxiety. The others didn't know, but she had an internal fear. "This pounding, rapid heartbeat, can those around me hear?" Her friends knew this feeling was awfully unpleasant. "Take a few deep breaths and focus on the present. Spread your wings and fly. Who cares if they judge or look? Being perfectly you makes you perfectly cool in our book." Ra the raccoon had much to do on his plate, but instead of doing them, he decided he would wait. Ra would say, "I can get to that later." You see, Ra is what's known as a procrastinator. Off to play, Ra would rather go, jumping in leaf piles or digging in the snow. There are things more important than others, things that are priority. Some things that aren't things at all, like friends and family. They're here to help guide you with all the things that must be done, Once they're completed, then go off and have some fun. A young girl enjoys watching all these animals. Her name is Hope. When she gets sad, angry, or frustrated, this is her way in which to cope. She doesn't speak, so many don't know what she wants or needs. Then Hope would get annoyed, which would lead to her misdeeds. The animals taught her to be confident, bold, patient, and kind. Being around the animals also helps her de-stress and unwind. Hope and the animals want to be your new friend. Now, to make sure you learn from this book, you should read it again. This has been a Vim Education Studios production of You Can Do It, Owl Help by Michael Alexander, read by Aaron Dean. To read more by Michael Alexander, please consider Thought Intruders, available now on Amazon.